Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Suhoor Bites. Today we have a special guest, Atiya. Atiya, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Assalamu alaikum. I am Bengali, but currently I am living in Canada. Uh,
Like me, I'm in Canada too.
yeah, woo!
Yeah.
um, so I am actually a master's student at the moment, and I'm doing my thesis on AI playtesting. But
Wow.
I'm also working at Ubisoft Toronto as a user researcher. So I think I've been there for almost a year now, so I'm still pretty new to things. But
hmm
I got to work on Far Cry 6 before its release, so that was a neat experience.
That sounds like it. Wow, that is a pretty big game.
Yeah, it
That's
was cool
awesome.
to work on.
I bet. I bet. We need
Mhm.
to get you on to a proper episode of Habibis one day to talk about your experience working on Far Cry 6. That would be awesome.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
So the question that I ask people when they come on these Sahur bites is, yeah, Atiya, what does Ramadan mean to you?
Honestly, Ramadan means so many different things. Like, obviously, there's the spirituality, there's the good food and everything. But for me, something that really resonates with Ramadan is that sense of camaraderie.
hmm
So, for instance, my partner, he's not Muslim, but every year during Ramadan, he fasts with me. And
Wow,
that's his way of showing respect to my faith and showing solidarity. And I that's just something that I find unique to Ramadan, something that I see happening a lot in Ramadan. It becomes this really beautiful spiritual experience for all of us.
it's amazing that you're saying that because back when I first started my career at Gameloft,
Hmm.
my friend Hugo, who's from Brazil, who incidentally went back and like he lives in Brazil now. He was also not Muslim, and he joined me in fasting for the month
Mm.
of Ramadan, just out of the same thing, out of camaraderie.
Yeah.
And right now that I'm working at Unity, there's a Slack channel of people who are not Muslim who wanted to join the Muslims in fasting in Ramadan, whether it's 1 day or 2 days, or in some cases almost the entire month, or maybe the entire month. We'll see. We're not there yet, and I love it. I love that. I mean, of course, there's no obligation to do anything like that at all. That's definitely above and beyond.
Mhm.
But that sense of community that you get out of it, so the it's amazing. It's and it's not something that's very common, I thought. But you're telling me that you're experiencing it too, so it's great.
Yeah, yeah. I even had some friends who would do things like that as well, and I just think it's really sweet. Like,
Yeah,
and it's nice being able to share this experience with them and to have like a lot of really interesting conversations. Yeah.
absolutely. So I wanted to ask you another question.
Mhm.
Do you have any fond Ramadan memory that you'd like to tell us about?
There's one in particular that really stands out to me. It was a few years ago, and to preface this, I find that Ramadan is typically when I have some of my, I guess, like closest memories with my family members or like closest
hmm
moments. And I was fasting with my little brother, and at the time, it was the summer and we didn't have like school to worry about and I wasn't working full time or anything. So the few hours before iftar, we were kind of bored, like there wasn't much going on and we were hangry and everything. So we would pass the time by playing Cuphead together.
Wow, that's so specific.
Yeah. And it's like, it's such a difficult game and it can
Yeah,
definitely be frustrating at times. But for us, it was just a fun way for us to bond and pass the time while we waited for Iftar. So
I
that's,
love it.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
memory that I'm going to cherish forever.
Wow. I don't know if this is representative of the broader Muslim world, but so many
Hmm.
of the people that I've had on at Suhoor, when I asked them about a fond memory, it was playing games with family while
Yeah.
waiting for iftar. It's I don't know. I'm very curious to see how widespread this is in like among Muslims, maybe globally.
Hmm.
But it's definitely our experience growing up. Like my family, my brother came on last year, and he mentioned that as well. Like we used to set up little mini video game tournaments.
Yeah.
So are you good at Cuphead? Because I'm terrible. We never got past the first world.
Oh gosh, I'm horrible at it. I think we got to the last world, but like it
Wow.
was a struggle.
Yeah, I was playing with my 8-year old at the time. I
Mm.
think she was 5 or 6, and she really loved the aesthetic. And I warned her, this game is hard. It's not maybe not for you, but she was resilient, and she really wanted to like try to get past it. But even with her resilience, at one point she got so frustrated. She's like, "Okay, let's play something
Yeah.
else."
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think there's like an easier, if I remember correctly, like an easier mode to all the levels. So that's what we were using. At least on the Switch, that's how it was. Um,
We either didn't check or didn't know, but we played on the
yeah.
default difficulty.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
hard.
Atiya, thank you so much for joining us. We're super happy to have you, and
Mm.
honestly, it's been a pleasure to share to listen to you share these fond memories of Ramadan. If you have anything else to add to say to our listeners before we say salam,
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. I really like this show, so it's awesome being
uh,
able to be on an episode.
thank you. We really appreciate it. All right, salam everyone. Ramadan Kareem.
Salam, Ramadan Kareem.